is up, everybody? My name is Dane Thompson. Welcome back to another episode of Burndown, and this is the road to Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0 2021. So, as you can see, we already have the car out. We've got a mess going on behind us and all around us. In the last episode, I finished up the radiator install. That went spectacular. And then we started on the brakes, and that didn't go so spectacular. But I've been working on it this morning. Didn't want to bore you guys with like bleeding and chasing problems, but I will show you this. So here is that little rod, push rod that I made from a bolt. And then I was thinking I had some other issues, and then I was checking stuff, and essentially I left too much meat on the front of this, and it was binding so the pedal wouldn't come all the way back up. And anyway, lots of issues. And I started looking through my drawers because I misplaced the original one that I had. And then I found one. I literally have, it's like the same thing, but it's an actual rod, and it was round and smooth and everything else. So I just plugged that in, and then we've been bleeding our faces off all day. The pedal still feels a little soft, but the car stops pretty well. So I'm gonna quit screwing with it. Since the thing stops, I'd like to get out and shake it down a little bit. We're gonna go visit Turbo Joe. I have his super duper crimpers. That was what I used to do the weather pack connectors, because I don't have that, and he's a wiring guy. So we're gonna return that. I got a couple Topo Chicos, so I figured I'd bring one for him, one for me. And then the real reason for the voyage is I'm gonna put the hood on, and we're gonna cruise down the freeway a little bit and see how the temps hold up. And then fun fact, I went to get fuel just now, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get fuel and come back before we go. And I think he was a sheriff. It wasn't a CHP, it was sheriff. Right when I was kind of filling up and I just kind of finished, he pulled in the gas station. I'm like, oh, and I have no hood on. It's just all hanging out there all willy-nilly. And I'm like, well, it's either gonna go one of two ways. He's either gonna be excited or not excited. And luckily for me, he was very excited, so I slid him a sticker. I'm like, I got a YouTube channel. I'm a local guy. We're going to Rocky Mountain Race Week. He knew what it was, so that was pretty cool. And then when I was going home, of course, I was on my best behavior. And so, time to jump on the freeway, and at least we can go a little faster. Side streets, this thing's stupid fast anyway. You shouldn't really be, you know, leaning on your car on a friggin' residential, and especially something like this. This thing is just stupid, so at least we can lean on it a little bit, getting on the on-ramp. We'll cruise to Joe's. We'll watch the temps. I am going to slide the hood back on because I want full, you know, I know this way it cools. I just drove it around a bit, so put the hood on and we'll go for a few mile cruise. I'll bring you guys along. So a little Sunday fun day, finally, little fruits of the labor. And then let's get out of here. Enough talking. So here you guys go again, just in case. I don't know if I showed this on the last video. Just got this all buttoned up. So this is a sensor. We'll run at some point. I didn't hook it up yet. Got a regular radiator hose down here now. And everybody's rock and roll. They're all happy. And then here's my new master. We'll top it off with brake fluid before we leave. And everything is plumbed up, ready to rock and roll. Let's get out of here. All right, we'll hook the laptop up. We'll get rolling. She's already warm, 182, 183. And then I've got it set to come on at like 190, I think, and then off at 180 or 179. So that's the swing. So we'll see if it'll actually we are here. We made it to Joe's. I saved all my login and stuff on my computer. We'll go bug him for a little bit, hang out, and then we'll take it home. So yeah, this thing barely got over, it's like 188, 189 the whole trip at 2,700, almost 3 grand when I was clipping pretty good, but much better. It wasn't sneaking up, and we started off with the car already hot. It wasn't like it was cold. So very happy with the Champion Systems radiator. That's with the hood and everything on. So I am stoked. So I know with the hood off too, for sure, if we need to, will be money. So let's go bug him, cruise home, call it a day. All right, well, we made it back home. I went over to my buddy Joe's house, got to see what he was up to, kind of BS a bit, show him the car, take the Maiden Voyage with the Champion Cooling Systems radiator, and I have to say that thing is phenomenal. You guys knocked it out of the park. The fan doesn't come on when you're trucking down the freeway, which is pretty much what you want. You want the moving air that's going across it to cool it and not have to try to rely on your electric fan. So it's like 187, 188 when I'm just motoring down the road. So that is beautiful. Cruise around town again, it just stays nice and cool. So big shout out and thank you again to Champion Cooling Systems. That thing worked flawless. Also, if you're wondering, I went to Joe's house. His truck is in there. He's collecting parts to do a transmission swap in it. So maybe we could bring you guys some of that content if you're interested. But his garage looked like a bomb went off. And I don't have any shame, but I realized that other people are like, eh. So I asked him, he's like, I kind of would like to clean up. So I was like, dude, I'm not going to sit here. Like, you don't have to clean up or whatever. So no worries, Joe. We'll get you next time. We'll maybe show up some people that transmission swap if they're interested. It's just 680R. I think he's putting in the 6.2 swapped F100. So anyway, it was a good afternoon. Quick little jaunt there and back. No troubles, no problems. We'll check some of the logs that I kind of ran. I've got a dyno appointment coming up the end of next week, so that'll be awesome. And then just work a few things out. The brakes are still a little smushy, so maybe we'll bleed them a few more times. Then I want to double check that I have the front and rear ports in the correct orientation. So I may take a trip to the junkyard so I can lay eyes. It's basically a Ranger or a Bronco 2 master cylinder is what's in there. So just to make sure the right port's in the right spot. So other than that, we did good. Sunday fun day. I got to clean up. I got a freaking mess. Want to spend a little time with the fam, do a little barbecue, and you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you very much for watching, following along. I can't wait for Rocky Mountain Race Week. Now that my car is doing a bit better, I'm feeling a little more confident. You guys keep it locked. I'm out.